Hello everybody, this is Steve again over at HVACPartsShop.com. Just want to kind of run by capacitors with you real quick. This particular capacitor here is an oval one. You can see it comes in round as well. The only difference is basically the shape of the capacitor. Oval capacitor is going to take a bigger mounting strap than your round one will. On this capacitor here, something that's important to consider is making sure we get our microfarads correct when we're ordering the capacitor. You don't want to oversize it and you don't want to undersize it. This particular capacitor here, if you can see right here, is going to be a 50 microfarads capacitor at 370 VAC. Now if it is a 370 VAC, you can always move up to a 440 VAC, and there's no harm in doing that. But in your unit, if you do have a 440 VAC capacitor, you cannot move down to a 370. So just keep that in mind. As far as polarity, the way to hook these up, there's really no polarity to it. So when you're changing it out, it doesn't really matter. You can, as long as you get the wire on one of the leads and then the other lead over here, and then you should be good to go. Here's the same, does the same purpose. It's just a round capacitor, no difference. One thing you on both of these capacitors, one thing you want to make sure of is how do we know if it's bad or not? Well, if it's real rusty and it's leaking fluid, because both of these capacitors are filled with a fluid, if it's leaking, then it's time to change. Or if it's bloated, a lot of times they'll bloat up on the side, be kind of puffy on the sides or the bottom. Most likely it's going to be puffed up on the top. It's not nice and flat like this capacitor here. So definitely need to look at that and make sure that's not happening. A lot of times if your capacitor goes bad, especially let's say we're talking about a furnace blower motor, the motor just doesn't start, but if you give it a little bit of help and then it starts up and runs, that just means that your capacitor is weak and it's not phasing the motor correctly to start like it needs to. If you can see on my right here, I got a picture of a capacitor that's bloated. If your capacitor looks like that, it's time to change. In fact, that capacitor is probably wouldn't even run your motor. But at any rate, that's what I got. I do have more videos to come, and until then, I'll see you the next time.